What's going on, guys? We're here to talk about an output product called Analog Brass and Winds. I believe it's around Black Friday. They usually have their deals, so you got 60% off. You can get the whole bundle, or you can get singled out ones if you want that too. It is a little expensive for the bundle, but it's super good products. Definitely we'll get some unique sounds out of it. Anyway, we are going to come over here and we have that's just what it opens up with, the first preset that they have. I think I got all the expansion packs and everything, so I don't think I was really too impressed with most of the presets. And they're cool to, I kind of like to use them, and then definitely cool to get you pointed in the right direction as far as like some effects and things go. But we're not going to mess with that. We're going to go into the meat of this thing and the reason why we all got it here. Let's listen to those initial samples. So, going ahead and started off with a clean slate here. We have two sound sources down here. We're going to turn the B off. I'm going to just concentrate on the A right here. Everything's pretty cut and dry here. As far as what these things do, on, off, volume, we're not going to go too deep in how to run everything here. I just want you guys to hear these the sounds on this. So we have three different categories here, or sections. So an orchestral, synths, and creative. And not only do we have these, but we have a the style up here as well. So we have one shots, so a little quick little burst, pads, and then tape. Tape function's really cool. We'll get into that. So let's start off with the one shots, and we're just gonna kind of skim through things here. Good sounds. Different. It's cool. The synths and the creative, there are definitely some ones that, to me, this is just kind of extra things thrown in, but they do a really good job at it. Ghost Slap is really cool. Go into the synths real quick and just go through them really quick. So now it's the pads. We're going back up to orchestral and murmur. Some weird little sounds going on with that. So yeah. And tape is really cool here, so let's take a look at this. Now, here in tape, if we come down here and hit this little guy, you'll see that we have some options now in here that aren't there with in other settings. So we have a start, and this is where the sample will start, and this is where your loop is going to be. This size right here is going to be controlled by this, so we can close that. Now it's going to be bigger. So yeah, you can get some really some different things going on with that. Kind of neat. Anyway, oh yeah, it's gonna keep that keep what I've done on there. Just go ahead and change that back to that there, I think. So yeah, neat there. Another thing up here too, let's see, let's get out of that. Back to here. You can see that there is a close and a far for mic placement. So that's a lot of different combinations here for a lot of different sounds, and we're only playing with one now. We're only playing with the A engine here. There's a whole nother sound source with B, and you get the same selections, but you know, that many different sounds putting together, I would imagine you have almost an infinite amount of possibilities of what you could come out with in this style. And then we move on to everything else. So, all right, so we're back on the main part of the instrument up here, and you can see we have these 4 macros here, and we can attach, I think, up to 6 different things to each one of these, and that's anything in here. We have effects, and we're going to get into this in a little bit, rhythm, which would be kind of a lot of modulations that we can send out to 6 different areas: volume, pan, cutoff, res, tube, drive, bit, and S rate. So it's 8 of them. It's more than I thought. Okay, and then the arpeggiator. Now, and on all of these too, we have one for the A sound source and B, and then we have 2 rhythms each for each one. So we're talking about getting into some very complex pulsations and rhythmic textures and stuff like that. It's kind of outputs thing. That's what they do. In effects here, we have layers. So when we have this on, you'll have different effects for each side. And then global will have you know, the effects that will be on the main mix of them for both of them at the same time. Now the UI is laid out so well. I like how everything, it kind of like lights up and lets you know that it's on. I find it really super easy to understand and to navigate through their products. And most of their big ones are have this kind of layout to them. So very cool on that. So if we come up here to, we're going to come back here and look at our macros here, and to get into the settings here, we're going to go over by the output logo here and open this up, and we can edit each one of these now. And you can see that we have our empty spaces underneath here. So let's go up into the first one and let's just call it filter. Now that we have it on, we see it's lit up, and now that we have that lit up, we can go anywhere, and you can see how I can assign it to 1. So let's go ahead and assign that. We can take some, assign it to some drive, and just for some weird stuff going on here, let's assign that to it as well. So now let's go back to the main. So now we can see that I have all 3 of those on there. So when I hit this, I think I got rhythms and arps and stuff on too. And in here too, we can control how much we have the range of this. So we can see where it's going to stop and start, the end and the beginning anyway, which is very handy for just a little bit, a little bit of this. So there's a lot of cool things here and combinations and things that we can do to really keep the sound fresh and evolving, which I definitely like. So that's the macro kind of setup there. It's very easy to route these. Cool little matrix area anyway. So that's the effects. We've talked about the layers, one for each one. Global is for both of them at the same time. Rhythm, we've taken a look at this. So we have, let's turn the effects off, and let's turn turn it all off. Let's just have one on. Keep it understandable here. So you can see it pumping on the volume here. Pump up the volume. Here's our wave. This is how we're sending the motion out, and we're here. You can see this is kind of the matrix between these two, and we're gonna add it to the volume. You can hear it pumping, and we could do do something with a cutoff here and take it the opposite way and like watch it fight each other. It would sound cool. Very cool. I like it. So we have different things that we can do and control here, and I think that's going to cause for a lot of neat rhythmic textures on there. It's very complicated, and then not only that you have this, but we've got another one over here, and then two more over here. So there's going to be a lot of super crazy bouncing going on if you want, if you choose to. It gets pretty in depth. We can choose our shapes, have all your basics, simples, some crazy complex ones. Cool. I'm surprised they don't let you just draw them in there. Okay, so that's the rhythm there. And the arpeggiator, one for each side again. So I mean, just think about it here. Let's turn the rhythm These randomization buttons are always cool. I mean that wasn't a very good example, but you can see like they have them here when you're in here for choosing what kind of style of arpeggiation that you want. Just I think little things like that are kind of neat. If you're stuck on something, you can just kind of click on things and find little pieces, or even the whole piece of something that you like, and go from there. Anyway, cut and dry arpeggiator, awesome, cool. And the only thing that we didn't talk about was the editing function, but that's just your envelopes and other little basic main controls over the sample. And that's it for me as far as digging into the meat and potatoes of brass and winds for me. And then we can take just a couple random presets here and take a listen to them, because they're definitely can get out there. I mean, you have all that possibilities there. They can get very wild. Very awesome, man. Output, analog brass and winds. Good product. They have a good deal on it right now. Black Fridays. through November. So that's it. Krios here, and thanks for stopping by.